Okay, so today is day 88 of being housed. It is Tuesday, November the 11th, 2025, and I just woke up from a nap, a much, much needed and a much more appreciated nap. And I actually feel like I have energy. I was really feeling fatigued and drained earlier, and um, it was goodness, that feeling of fatigue and just feeling drained. It just really hampers my ability to think clearly, and it makes it kind of makes everything very sluggish. So if I'm working on something that might only take, we're say 10 minutes, it might take me 20 or 25 minutes. It's hard to keep on track. And I think it's wise to note this, but it's also wise to note the power of just getting away from everything and just having a good nap. And so, anyway, so I have an hour and a half before Bible study tonight. So, mm, and I'm all prepared for Bible study. So I have an open calendar. I have an open slot in my calendar, I suppose. I would be a better way to put it, to talk about the things that seldomly are talked about. So without further ado, I think it's wise to revisit and talk a little more and a little more comprehensively about the events that took place this morning. And thankfully, right now, I have privacy, and sometimes privacy isn't the easiest thing to find, and um, so I have a little bit of privacy right now. So let's talk. We're talk candidly. And we're talking alignment with abuse, and like none of these things are about me. The focus is about the members of the vulnerable population in our society. That's where the focus needs to be on, and just providing a voice for them, uh, unfolding or revealing even just a speck or a little bit of the reality that they go through and circumstances that they go through can do so much to open the eyes of others, to bring out into the open, out into the light, those things that are obscured by darkness. And those things that are obscured by darkness, they like lies propagate lies, and things that are obscured by darkness, they seem to grow like mold. And it's insidious, meaning it can start out seemingly small or not overly harmful, and then all of a sudden it's out of control and it's in your sight, and it's extremely harmful. And so I find, like, the more information, and the more clarity of information, and the more absolute the information is, like in terms of not being a part of somebody's opinion or their assertion or their reality or their version of the truth, but the actuality, meaning what literally did occur, so people can actually see it for what it is, and they can organically draw their own conclusions and have the opportunity to make their decisions, or to formulate their view and opinions off the things that are like actually were, as opposed to the things that were spoken of. And so anyway, um, I've been saying this for a while, but I don't feel safe there. I felt it's hostile. It's been hostile territory for quite some time, and in hostile territory, you can't grow, and then things will seemingly get better for a little bit, and then the owner's mother will like, this is patternized behavior, will all of a sudden, like, she'll be like recluse, and she'll seem like she's ashamed, and she'll kind of stay away for a bit, then she'll warm up and start talking again, then she gets close, and then she viciously attacks. She uses that proximity that she has to people to claw at them and to attack them and to aggress them. She needs to be accountable. She will be accountable for everything that she does, and she should be held to account. Like, there's no justification for the things that she's doing, and if she needs help, she also has to be accountable to go and seek that help. It's imperative. Like, these things shouldn't be tolerated, and this is now. It's been documented, it's been properly documented, so now we can see, like, this is a pattern. So when people say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," a lot of times people just say they're sorry because they feel remorse, and that doesn't turn into change behavior. If you truly are sorry, then you seek the things that will ensure that you no longer continue with that behavior. Otherwise, you're not sorry for the behavior. You're actually just sorry that you're feeling guilt or you're feeling shame. So it's a very selfish and self-focused perspective. And so that's what's taking place. And I can still love her, I can still respect her, but I don't want to be within striking distance because it takes away from me, and it's very draining. But also, that's the place where I live and I reside. And now it has escalated, or it has evolved, or it has grown, or matured to verbal threats. This is very, very dangerous, and any threat should be taken very seriously. And so, anyway, so we're going to see what happens with the situation. But for each and every person that would say, "Well, look, it's just simple, just go and get a new place." When I had funds in my bank account, that's literally how I handled everything. So these situations never got to this level, because the moment somebody revealed an abusive tendencies, or if they lashed out at me for whatever reason. Um, Mind you, I'm not doing anything to provoke these things. But even so, even if I did something to provoke something, like not to provoke, but to like that somebody doesn't like, they can still talk in a respectful tone, and they can still communicate in a respectful manner. If they haven't learned to do so, it's never too late to do so. But if they're unwilling to do so, they have to be accountable, and they will be accountable for their actions. And so anyway, so I would literally just leave. So now I get to think, because yeah, okay, I'll just go rent an Airbnb, or I can just go get a hotel room, or I can just go and do this or do that. I don't have that option right now. So this puts me in a fortuitous situation where I can speak on behalf and directly speak on behalf of those that are part of the vulnerable population, because I also do not have family to fall back on. The abuse that's occurring here also occurs in the home of my family members. They won't admit to it, but behind closed doors, they do the exact same thing. So it's this abuse that is very difficult. It's the abuse that is intolerable. And I haven't listened to the recording. I realized that I actually didn't fully, with the application that I used, it looked like it would have cut most of it short. So, because I did a post talk about how I felt from a physiological perspective, et cetera, et cetera. So I haven't listened to that audio, but I hope it fully captures, and I can always just re-add it. Um, but I hope it fully captures like the just how like these things just come out of the blue. Um, my goodness, just walking down the stairs. But I'm always, because it's hostile territory, I'm always aware that this is a possibility. The way I described it before was like um, it's it's not like I feel like I'm going to be attacked at any moment, but I'm aware that there's somebody that has a loaded gun, and if they're for any reason they feel upset, they will point it at me. So anyway, so it's not conducive to growth. So the only other option, well, there's many other options, but they'd have to be presented to the person. So to me, there's probably a whole bunch of options that are out there that are just obscure to me, because I also own the responsibility to start to let people know the situation that I'm in, and then to ask if anybody knows of somebody who has a safe place, a safe atmosphere, and then I can even detail the plans that I have. And praise God, I have not just the Ontario Works or social assistance, but also I'm now working part time, and then also I have I just applied for a full time position today that's in my field, so that's a wonderful thing, and it's in this community, so they're few and far between, but this is it's a wonderful opportunity. And I always find when you're working, you always seem to get interviews. It's a strange reality. When you're not working, it's like you don't even get shortlisted. But anyways, it's similar to the old adage of you need experience to get the better paying jobs, but you need the jobs to get the experience, or the better paying jobs to get those direct experience. A vicious cycle. But anyhow, oh, um, let's see here. So I have those things. And if I'm approved to have funding to go back to school, um, to upgrade my skills, there's some living expenses that I can receive, and that they can work in conjunction with the part-time hours that I'm working. So that's really good as well. So there's hope. There's more finances like on the horizon, and then so when I start working full time, um, in my field, or when I have more money coming in, then I can start apartment shopping. It's just right now I couldn't afford the apartments that are out there, so my range is limited. So anyway, so the revelation or the display of like the housing that's available, it would be very helpful. And I find like a lot of these things you're going to like word of mouth, and reference, are going to be the two main things that I would be able to rely on. But say hypothetically, for somebody who's part of the vulnerable population and they're in a new community for whatever reason, that's going to be a barrier for them. That won't be something that they'll be able to tap into. Or maybe somebody who's made a bunch of mistakes in their past and they've had a change of heart and they've sincerely changed. Well, then they might like that could be a barrier for them as well. But anyway, so I'm going to land the plane on this one. I'm going to start another one, I'm going to talk more candidly about um, well, different things that I'm currently going through and my current perspective. So it's wise to take advantage or to utilize. I think that's a better word for this. To utilize this moment, because this is almost 12 hours since that incident occurred. And I think there's a lot of good information that can be derived from this. And I think it's wise to get this information out while it's fresh, and to provide a more holistic perspective into, why somebody may choose an option. Like, we're say hypothetically, if the weather was nicer outside, I would actually like choose the option to like talk to the owner of the house and just to sleep in my car. Um, and like I would say, hey, can I just keep my car in your driveway? I'll sleep in my car, and maybe just like pay you X amount or work something out. But that way, I don't have to be subject to somebody who will viciously attack me. Like this is it's something I want to not be a part of and not be around. When somebody reveals an abusive personality, or when somebody reveals that they're looking to dominate and manipulate, I want nothing to do with any of that. I see that attitude as an attitude that is actually heading in the opposite direction of the direction that I desire to walk. And I mean no disrespect to the person. I desire to see those people whole and complete and healed and not acting this way. But while they're in a state where they can justify attacking people viciously, especially making threats, I want nothing to do with it, like at all. It's such a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to conclude this, and then I'll start another one.